Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Before I get started, I want to go over my disclaimers. If you are in immediate danger, please call 911, or you can reach out to the domestic hotline at 800-799-SAFE, 800-799-7233. And for mental health resources, reach out to NAMI at 800-950-NAMI, 800-950-6264, and you can also text at 741741. With that being said, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. So today I want to talk to you about how the system sometimes fails us. So what I mean about that is, if you're in a relationship and you know that it's domestic violence and you have done everything that you've tried to do to stay safe and get out of this, you've told family members and they are trying to help you, you've filed a restraining order and you're staying away from the person, but the person won't leave you alone. And sometimes, as we all know, it ends up to a person losing their life, and you'll look and say, well, this person has done everything that's right. So I want to help you with something. If you're in a relationship and you seem to be getting pushback from the police, or they're not doing their jobs, or whatever the case may be, don't give up. Continue to seek out the help that you need. Go to God as always, but don't give up. And make it a point to, if you feel that the police are not doing what they should and they're in your area, go to another county. Make noise about it. Don't just sit back and accept their failures. And before you get into a relationship like this, if you remember, we talked about the red flags. When you start seeing those flags, then get out of the relationship as quickly. Don't allow this person to have control over you, so get out of the relationship. But also do your due diligence. Make sure you know who you're dating, and a simple background check can help you. If you're feeling uneasy about this and this person is not upfront and not giving you a lot of information about themselves, they seem to be secretive, you can go online and do a quick search of this person. Sometimes you can do it for free if you just go to the public records and check to see if they have a background for being arrested, or if there's any warrants, you can check that way. But if that's not the case, you can also just do a search just by giving the birth date and the name of the person, and you'll pay anywhere from $3 or up, depending on how long you want to search. If you have to do this and you feel uneasy about this person, I would suggest that you just back away from this person altogether. And in my instance, when I was married to my ex-husband, I felt no need to check or anything because he worked for the police department, and I just assumed, well, he wasn't a criminal, put it that way. He hadn't did anything that would not allow him to work for the police department. But what it was is his character, the person he was. So that's something you can't check on the background. You just have to go with your intuition, and you have to know that you can't make something be something just because you want it to be. So, but if you have a person that you're not sure about, and things just may not just be their personality, but you see some behavior that may make you think that they have a past, a criminal past. So you can check that. It's okay if they don't want to talk to you about it, but protect yourself. And this is just not for women, this is for men too, because there are crazy women out there that are not being truthful and telling you everything about themselves. So don't feel like you can't check. You should check. If you have something that's just you just can't put your finger on it. But save yourself some dollars. If you can't put your finger on it and you just don't think this is going to be right, then walk away from it. And like I always say, go to Holy Spirit. Ask him if this is the person for you. Ask him to show you signs. And I'm here to tell you, if you just give it a few minutes, if you don't be in such a haste, he will show you signs, and signs that you can't ignore. So just because we decide to overlook them, that's the free will that we all have. But do know that he will show you signs. And I wanted to say that because I was looking at the news or online, and this story comes up about this lady. She was dating this guy, and he became physically abusive. So at her mother's house, she went to her mother's house, and she, I guess, called the mother called the police, and I'm not sure if he was arrested, but the young girl decided to file a restraining order on him. And this was the year prior, in December. She, filed a restraining order and tried to abide by it. He kidnapped her at one point in April of this year, and she called, and the 911 operator decided to chastise her on why did she take out the order, and why was she still with this person or having any contact with this person. And my thing is this: that's a question that we may want to ask, but if you're doing a job such as a 911 operator or a police officer, it's not for you to ask a question at that time. It's for you to uphold the law and do what you need to do. And so at this time, since he violated the restraining order, he should have been arrested. But the 911 operator felt the need to discipline this young lady, and it wasn't her place to do. And then so a month later, the young lady calls the police twice, and the first time they didn't even come. She calls back, and the second 911 operator said that she didn't see that there was a call that had been made, or whatever the case may be. But the call has been made now, so the police should be on their way to them from the previous call, because he has a warrant. So she's telling them that he's breaking into the home, and when he wants to get into the home, he hurts the grandmother, and then he hurts her and himself, which leads to their death. But this all could have been prevented had 911 or the police did their jobs. So I said all this to say that even though you may be taking all the steps that you need, you may have filed a restraining order, but the red flags from yesterday's video, you may want to look at that and just step back. This guy had a history of violence. He had broken into, in 2015, he had broken into 2 apartments. One lady said that he was there. She woke up to being licked inappropriately, and so she called the police. Well, after she fought him off, she called the police. And then another lady woke up to him disrobing. So this man should have never been on the streets. He should have been put away a while back. But unfortunately, he had dealt with this lady and met her, and she did everything that I talk to you about on a daily basis about calling 911. Like I said in one of my videos, sometimes if you're in a relationship and it's domestic violence where it's physical, it's almost better to go to a shelter, because at this point you're going to be protected. It's going to also protect your family members, and they're going to take this within their own hands to make sure the police is going to do something about it. And I know that everybody can't just get up and leave their life behind and go to a shelter and let the shelter help you with this. I understand that, because I was one of those persons, and I thank God every day that I didn't lose my life because I decided not to go to a shelter. So if you decide not to go to a shelter, then you have to be the one that's I'm sorry, I can't say the word. Be vigilant in making sure that you are protected. So you have to be the one to stay on top of when you make a report to the police. If you have to go down there and let them know that this can't be overlooked, you're doing what it takes to stay safe, and they're just not helping you enough. And I always like to say, go to another county, put them on blast. Make sure that they do what is needed to be done for your safety. And I've linked the story below so you can look at it. And like I said, I'm always pushing to call 911 and the domestic shelters, but you also have to stay on top of this. Make sure that you're not being pushed to the side and you're not letting people such as 911 operators chastise you and make you feel a certain way. And if you do make a call and they talk to you the way that this lady, the 911 operator, did to this lady, then go to the police department, go to the chief of police, the captains or whoever, and let them know how you felt. Ask them to pull that tape and tell them that you didn't feel like this was her place, which it's not. It's not a 911 operator's place to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. They're there simply to take the information and send out the correct emergency services to your location. It's no time for them to put their feelings on how maybe you shouldn't do this or why did you do this. There's no time for questions like this when you're calling for help. So make sure you do whatever it takes. You know, don't sit back and let this go. And unfortunately, this young lady, she was doing the best that she could. You know, she did everything that I say to do on a daily basis. But you have to stand up for yourself because no one else will. If you know someone that's going through this, please share this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching.